Anytime we graph an inequality, we're going to base it off a slope-intercept form. So we got to first make sure the inequality is solved for y, which in this case it is. So graphing this out as if y equaled 3/4 x minus 2, what I would do is I would start on the y-axis at -2, plot my point. From that point, utilize my slope of 3/4, go up 1, 2, 3, and then 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, plot my other point. As I draw my line here, I got to be careful of what this symbol is right here. Since it's just greater than and not greater than or equal to, I have to make this dashed. So I draw a dashed line through the 2 points. I go back, I utilize my summary for how I'm going to shade things in. Since this is greater than, I'm going to shade towards the high side of the y-axis. High side of the y-axis is going to be up here. So I'm going to shade up in this region. Yes, this is how I color. And what this shaded region represents, it represents a solution region where if I choose any point up here, I take the ordered pair associated with that point and I plug back in for x and y here. What I will find is I get a true statement back every single time. That's how we graph the inequality if it's already solved for y. And again, if it's not solved for y, then let's go ahead and solve it for y. All right. Speaking of examples where it's not solved for y, here what I would do to start, subtract my x over, get that y term by itself. I've got -2y greater than or equal to, if I rewrite this, -x plus 6. Okay, going to divide everything by -2 to solve for y. Now this is where you have to be careful. You're working with inequalities, right? So if I'm dividing by -2, I'm flipping the symbol. Make that less than or equal to. Over here we got -1. We're dividing by -2, so that's going to be +1/2 x. We got 6 divided by -2, so that's going to be -3. I've got my slope-intercept form to work off of. So plotting my y-intercept, come down here to -3. Utilize my slope, going up 1 over 2, plot my other point. Recognize that this is less than or equal to, so I can make this a solid line. As I make that a solid line, now I turn my attention to where I'm going to shade. Since this is less than, I'm going to shade to the low side of the y-axis. Low side is going to be down here. So if I shade down there, I get my solution region. Okay, where possible, I'm using slope-intercept form. So if I'm trying to use slope-intercept form, I'm solving for y, right? Here to solve for y, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Multiplying by the +2, not a big deal. Don't have to flip any symbols. Get y by itself. Y is less than or equal to 2. Now that's not really slope-intercept form. That just shows me it's a special line, right? It's a horizontal line. Y equals 2. I think about what y equals 2 looks like. I know I got a y-intercept here of 2. It's a horizontal line. And this one would be solid because it's less than or equal to. Put that line in. And since it's less than, we're shading to the low side of the y-axis. That'd be everything down here. All right, last one. If this solving for y theme seems to be working, let's do the same thing here. I know that this is an inequality, but we could very well just cross multiply as we solve. I mean, we're just multiplying positive values across anyway with the 2 and the 3. So if I cross multiply, I've got 3 times the quantity x plus 2 greater than, I've got 2 times the quantity of y minus 1. If I solve for y, I could do some distributing. Got 3x plus 6 greater than 2y minus 2. Add that 2 over. If I add that 2 over, I got plus 8 here. And then divide everything by 2. Dividing everything by 2, I've got 3 halves x plus 8 divided by 2, 4, greater than y. Now, if you're into flipping things around so it looks a little more left to right like the y equals mx plus b form, I could do that, but understand the symbol's got to go with this. So right up here it's pointing at the y, still needs to be pointing at the y down here. But as I turn things around now, consider the graph. Well, with what I have to work with up here, y-intercept is going to be 4. Slope's going to be up 3 over 2, so since I don't have enough room to work with up 3 over 2, I'll go the opposite direction. I'll go down 3 and then 2 to the left. This is just less than, no equal to, so we make the dotted line go through the points. We got the dotted lines through the points. We know it's less than, so we're shading to the low side of the y-axis. Oh, we got a lot of lines here. A lot of coloring to be done. That shaded region, again, is your solution